Neil, the boys were just saying that one probably won't sell many match DVDs at the end of it. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I thought exactly that. It was a poor game of football. They've not been on a great run, and they're a good team. And I sort of knew what was coming before Tim changed his shape slightly. They came here to make sure they got a clean sheet and try and turn us and play forward and play the percentages and ask us to defend set pieces and long throws and stuff like that. And they do it brilliantly. And whilst we obviously wanted the 3 points, with what's happened lately with some of the goals we conceded, the massive positive on the clean sheet, and that clean sheet and they enabled us to nearly go on and win the game in that last minute. But the game got suffocated and we didn't find a way to kind of get our game going in the second half particularly.
Yeah, looking at the positive side of things, a clean sheet this evening against a big physical team, is that progress?
I think so. It feels... It's hard. I don't know what you feel like. It feels like the season's been going for like 4 months.
Oh no, it feels like that.
Yeah, and it's only been a month because there's been so many games. And like I said, a lot of boys who hadn't had pre-season stuff. So we're just getting stronger and stronger. I think I know we've drawn games we didn't want to draw. We had to played well at Yeovil and lost. We played well at Wrexham and drew. So we haven't picked up the points we perhaps should have. Today was one of them we dug in and maybe could have nicked a 1-0 right at the death. But we've lost one in I think 6 now, and the boys are giving everything, and there's some good signs there.
With that in mind, then, what did you make of? I mean, yes, there was applause at the end, but there were also some boos.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I've said before. We put a team together, and we're still putting a team together in the space of like 10 days, right at the end of the window. It's not easy, so I don't know, where we should be or what we should be doing with people coming in late, not having pre-seasons. But I feel from the first week where we drew 1 and lost 2, and we were a bit, all over the shop and not quite cohesive. I think we've looked better, and like I say, been beaten once in 6 since then, and we need to start turning draws into wins. But it's not going to happen overnight.
It seems like sometimes at the moment the game plan is kind of get the ball down and play it about and pull teams around and create opportunities like that, and you were creating a number of opportunities. I think back to Yeovil at the weekend. It seems like on other occasions though that isn't a way that you can play against a bigger, more physical side like that, and you end up getting dragged into a physical battle. Is the aim at some point this season to be able to play your preferred, desired way all the time, or will you always have to?
Well, that's always the way. We've got a way we want to try and do it, and that's always the way, and it suits the players we've got. So we're trying to play to the strengths of the players we've got. But, today I could see 20 minutes, 25 minutes into the second half that it wasn't working. We weren't getting it down, we weren't playing out. That bravery had come out of the side to stretch the game. So I made that decision to go with 3 out and out forwards, and take Enzio off and play 3 forwards and try and pin them back and play up against their back 3. Now that then, it's harder to pass the ball playing that way, but we wanted to play forward a bit quicker and try and play the game in their half, knowing that we had goal scorers on the pitch. So, we have to be able to mix it up, and with Kyle in the team now, we've got more options to do that.
I was going to ask you about Kyle Wootton. He seemed to grow into the game a little bit more as maybe the defenders tired. What did you think of him?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good, he put himself about, he'd done the stuff really well against a big team. We've got to remember he's trained Friday, travelled up with the squad, and then trained a light session Monday. So that's where we are at the moment with the games coming, and I haven't even got to do any work with him and shape with him, so he's only going to get better.
Nathan Tyson wasn't in the squad this evening. Presumably that's an injury thing?
Yeah, he's just got a little tweak at the back of his knee that we thought might have settled down, but he's still feeling it. So we just we'll keep treating it until he can sprint and do stuff without feeling it anymore. We don't think it's serious, but sometimes these things drag on a little bit, and hopefully we're putting together a squad that. Where one player like that's missing, we've still got options and people like Christian Dennis that can come off the bench.
Yeah, why was it that Wes Thomas got the nod this evening over Christian Dennis?
A number of reasons, I won't go into them, but Christian covered a lot of distance on Saturday, a hell of a lot of distance, and we just looked with both games in mind. We thought today, with a big team like this, Wes has got a little bit more physical presence. We think on the 3G maybe on Saturday. Christian's strengths might come into play, so we've got options with our forwards and we need to use them.
Just finally, your assistant Neal Cox did the press yesterday and was asked for a kind of mark out of 10 for the start of the season so far. I think he said 6.5. What would you score it if I can ask?
I'd say it's about that. We haven't set the world on fire, but if I'm honest, anyone who thinks we should be in 1 month when with the situation we was in, I think are unrealistic. And I'm not trying to defend myself. I think we're getting better. I think the performances, by and large, if you go through some of the games, I think today in Ebbsfleet were very similar, but albeit without the defensive mistakes today, where we scrapped and battled and got a point. The other games, I think we've played some really good stuff, and like I say, we've lost 1 in 6. I know we've drawn more than we want, but we haven't been rolled over at any point this season.
Do you feel like even at this early stage you kind of have to defend yourself because it's kind of like the default position for a manager nowadays?
Of course it is. A week before the season started, everyone was heroes. We'd not been paid. We'd stuck by the club. We'd done right things. And I'm still trying to sort the mess out. It's not that I've just come in now and all of a sudden it's just all about football. We're still trying to balance the books. We're still trying to get things right behind the scenes. We've worked hard on the training ground. A number of things we're trying to do to grow this club, as well as deal with a schedule that's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Monday every single week with a group of players who are getting to know each other and getting fitter. And I think some of the performances have been excellent. I think the players are wearing the shirt with pride. They're working incredibly hard. They're giving everything. At times we lack quality, but at times the quality's been really good. I don't know, it's hard. You've got to be judged over 46 games, not in the first month of the season.
Is your squad complete now?
No, we'd still like to try and do 1 or 2 if we can, and add a couple of different options, a bit of competition in one position and a little bit of something different in another. So we're still trying to do that and trying to look after the players who aren't in the squad and see if we can get them playing games.
Can you tell us what positions you're looking at in particular?
No, not at the moment, but there's hopefully 1 or 2 might happen soon, and the window's shut now for the other teams, and all of a sudden the only people that can really do work now is teams outside the league.
Something by this weekend, maybe?
Potentially, but
But do you still need to get anybody out before you can?
No, we'll probably get in and then work at the outs and try and get the boys out playing football.